it going, everyone? I'm Devin Howard. The Lakers suffered a rough loss to the Pelicans over the weekend, and LeBron James had some controversial things to say about it. Let's get into it, but first, hit that subscribe button and give me a follow on Instagram at Devin Howard. The Lakers faced off with the Pelicans on Saturday night, kicking the race to the final playoff spot into high gear. As you all know, the LA team hasn't been performing as well as expected this season, and with LeBron sitting out for 18 games and their core group of talented but less experienced players, the team fell far behind. But now that LeBron is back in the game and attempting to lead his team to playoff victory, the expectation was that the NBA veterans' guidance would be enough to get them where they need to be. But after seeing them lose to the Pelicans, it was a little rough and a bit of a wake-up call, especially considering the Pels benched Anthony Davis. The Lakers couldn't get stops and ultimately fell 128 to 115 to a team that's pretty much tanking, meaning they're now 29-30 on the season and 3.5 games out of the playoffs with 23 to go. Understandably, this game was a bit of a downer for the West Coast team and their leader, LeBron. He spoke out about the loss and admitted that he feels less secure about their ability to make it to the playoffs. When your own team leader starts to question the abilities of the players, you know you're in big trouble. And all of this comes just after he said that playoff mode had been activated for the team and that they're stopping at nothing to walk away winners. I think they're gonna have to do a little more than just activate it to push through this slump they're in. LeBron spoke to ESPN and said,
"Sometimes we feel like we're afraid to be uncomfortable, kind of get out of our comfort zone, have that sense of urgency, from the jump."
He's obviously concerned that the younger players don't understand what it takes to champion these high-stakes games. Since this is their first time going through something like this, it's all completely new to them. He discussed the athletes' lack of experience, saying,
When you've never been there or know what it takes to actually, shoot for something like that, sometimes you're afraid to get uncomfortable. So you gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
LeBron is losing faith, which just isn't a good sign at all. He's obviously questioning whether the players have what it takes to push themselves and accept that discomfort he talks about so that they can get that spot in the Western Conference. The guys are starting to learn what they need to do nightly to make the postseason, but if they don't start grasping the knowledge they're gaining quickly, they won't be successful. The Lakers have had their eyes on the playoffs prize all season, and in their attempt to get there, they've been evaluating that group of young guys all season. The results have been mixed, and Magic didn't seem to mind parting with all of them to get AD on the team. Over these final 23 games, some extreme decisions will be made as they determine which players are worth hanging on to based on who can work well with LeBron. It's up to him to carry the team to the playoffs, but he may not be able to bear the weight. We'll see. But was anyone else surprised that LeBron badmouthed his teammates? I was kind of taken aback to hear him question their abilities. It doesn't exactly make him look like the glorified leader we thought he was, calling out your guys in an interview. But also, I think he's very deliberate in what he tells the media, and anything he said to the journalists and cameras post-game is something that he's probably already told the guys in the locker room. LeBron's not interested in being polite, and he cares more about winning than he does about making friends with the fellow athletes, so if he's questioning Ball, Kuzma, Ingram's, and everyone else's abilities to work together as a team and succeed, the players are already aware of that. You also can't fault the new guys for starting to crumble under the pressure. They just got through that insane trade deadline, and now they're in this major playoff push. It has to be overwhelming and distracting. Hopefully these guys get their heads in the game soon. What do you all think of this loss? Is LeBron being too hard on the guys? Let me know what you think in the comments, and then make sure you subscribe.